Do you know that song? Inside that your Evian, another Evian day inside. That is what just happened to me. Because tell me why I just found out my boyfriend, in fact, not even my boyfriend, my fiancé of 3 years is actually a married man. And I am the side piece. I'm not making sense, Abby. Let me explain. 3 years ago at a crossover service, I met this man. I was sitting in front of the church and he was sitting behind me. When the usher ushered him in, I didn't take notice of him first, but there was a particular perfume I was perceiving and it was smelling so nice. So I turned my back to see where that smell was actually coming from. That was when I took notice of a particular fine looking young man sitting behind me. And I told myself, you know what, after this service, I was going to approach him. Yes, I'm that kind of girl that if I see a man, I try my luck. The highest thing the man can tell me is no. But to my surprise, when I approached him, he was receptive. We talked for a while, and after a long talk, we exchanged contact. From that day onwards, we started talking, getting to know each other. He told me he worked with oil and gas, like those people that work offshore. Why me? I am a baker, I bake cake. So everything was moving fine. There are sometimes it will come back home and we'll see, and there are some days will not be around because those people that work offshore, they are always, in at the sea like 2 or 3 months before they come. Long story short, after going on 2 or 3 dates, he asked me to be his girlfriend and I accepted. Our relationship was going fine. There was no cause for suspicion. He didn't give me any reason to suspect him. The days he's not around, as the days he's at work, we'll talk on the phone, and the days he's around, we'll try to catch up, do the normal things people do in relationship. Mind you, I am from a family of a Muslim background. That's my mom and my dad are Muslim, but I converted into a Christian. While his father is a Muslim and his mom is a Christian. Now, almost 3 years into our relationship, he proposed to me and I said yes. Because I love this guy. I was so happy the day he proposed. So after that day, we started making preparations to get married, of which he said he was going to take me to go and see his mother. On the day I was supposed to go and see his mother, I dressed fine. I dressed modest because, first impression, I don't want my future mother-in-law to see me as a wayward girl. So I dressed really fine and I bought a gift that wrapped it up like a parcel. I bought something that I was going to give to his mother. The day we arrived his family place, I entered the family house and he introduced me to the people in the house. I saw his mom, his dad, his siblings. They were having like a family something, so I followed him. So he wanted to use that medium to introduce me to his mother. After greeting everybody, I sat down, but it was not something I noticed. When I sat down, everybody in the living room was looking at me. It's not like they were looking at me and moving there. They were like looking, like they were like gawking at me. So I was feeling slightly uncomfortable. Then I noticed his mother got up from where she was sitting and came close to me and sat down. Then the woman looked at me. I said, my dear, so now you be the person wey my son introduced to me as second wife. That's the mother said, my dear, now you be the person wey my pikin not dey talk to me about wey won't take as a second wife. When she said this thing, I was like, ma, what did you say? She said, now you be the girl with my son won't take a second wife. I be that she was asking me to reconfirm. I said, no, ma, I don't know what you're talking about. I followed my fiancé here because he wanted to introduce me to his mother as his wife to be, not his second wife. The mother said, what are you talking about? The mother is worried now, right? The mother was like, what did you talk about now? My son don't show me, don't tell me, say, the girl we go bring come today. Now the girl we intend to take as his second wife. I've been waiting, tell me. So she said it facing the order of their siblings and they reconfirmed. When they were saying all these things, it wasn't make as like second wife as that. So in the middle of this conversation, that was where my so-called fiancé came inside. Then he saw the confusion on my face. He now took me outside and said, what his mother and his sisters are actually saying, that is the truth. I shouldn't be angry. And the main reason why he brought me here is not to introduce me as his wife to be, but to introduce me as his second wife. I was like, second wife as that, what are you talking about? He now said I shouldn't be angry that he's a married man, but he didn't know how he was going to tell me. So that means that time I approached him in church and I asked him out, he was already a married man, already have a wife. Like, can you imagine what this man is saying? Telling me that I shouldn't be angry, that he didn't know how he was going to tell me. And because I approached him and he saw how no woman has ever approached him before, that was why he agreed initially. Then over time, he fell in love with me. So now he just can't let go of me. But he was so scared. He didn't know how he was going to tell me all throughout this time, all throughout this almost 3 years of us dating, that he was a married man. So I shouldn't be angry that I got to discover it like this. When this guy was talking, I was looking at like, what are you saying? Like, you are not making sense. Make me make sense. You told me that you were bringing me to your family's place today to introduce me as your wife to be, not your second wife. Like, so you are a married man. He said yes. He was begging me that I shouldn't be angry, that he loves me. I should overlook the fact that he has a wife. In fact, that his first wife already knows about me. So while we were talking, there was a woman that was already coming, like a woman approached us, and to my understanding, that happened to be his first wife. Guess what this woman told me? Auntie, we are welcome. Oh. Like, so he has already told me to his first wife that he was going to bring his second wife to introduce to them. That was why his first wife came and told me, Auntie, you are welcome. I was looking at everybody, are you people mad? Are you people crazy? Because nothing was making sense for me. So out of the frustration and anger, I just left. And on my way home, this guy was blowing up my phone, calling me, texting me, telling me that I should not be angry, that he loves me, he cannot lose me. It was because he was scared. That is why he couldn't tell me that I was married, or this why that I shouldn't be like he was just saying a lot of rubbish that I couldn't understand. When I got home that day, I'm not gonna lie, I cried. I felt really, really heartbroken because this is somebody I dated for almost 3 years without thinking anything. It didn't give me any reason to be suspicious. That was when everything that made sense for me. So those times he would tell me that he was going offshore. It was actually his family he was going to meet. Lying to me that he was working offshore. He wasn't working offshore. It was his family he was going to meet. So the days he had my time, he would come to me. Then the days he had that time, he would lie to me that he was going to, work offshore. So that day I got home, I was crying. I didn't know what to do. He was calling, texting that I shouldn't be angry, that I saw how receptive his first wife is, that I have nothing to worry about, that everything is going to go fine. Like, I was just asking myself, where did I go wrong? Like, where did I go wrong? But this is a man that I've envisioned myself to be my husband, only for me to discover that he was a married man all along and I was just the side piece. It's been weeks that this thing happened, and I'm still here to get myself, of which this man has not stopped calling me. He has been calling me, begging me, asking for forgiveness, that I should not worry, that there is nothing to worry about. If I become a second wife, he's still going to take care of me. I'm not gonna lie, I love this man. I love him, but I don't know if I should agree to his proposal. Remember, I said I'm from a Muslim background, so if I go to my parents and tell them that I want to become a second wife, they don't have a problem with it. But at the same time, I never saw myself to become a second wife anytime I get married. I don't know what to do at this point. I'm confused. Should I agree to what he's telling me? Should I overlook the fact that he lied to me? Of course, I'm pissed that he didn't give me the option of choosing for myself. But at the same time, apart from this thing that he did, every other thing about this man has been lovely. He has been a sweet man right from the one we started dating. So now I'm confused. I need you guys' opinion. Should I overlook this his behavior, what he did, and marry him and become a second wife? Or should I just let go of everything and move on with my life? This is not my story. But some men, now what for now? Why do you have to lie? Eh? Anyways, we listen, we don't judge. On my page, we don't judge. Please tell her what you think she should do. Should she marry him and overlook the fact that he lied from the onset? Or should she let go and move on with her life? Remember, like she said, the man has been a sweet man from day one. Apart from the fact that he lied, he has been a sweet man. And also, she's from a Muslim background. So being a second wife will not be an issue if she eventually tells her parents. Please leave your thoughts in the comment section on the best possible step that she should take in this whole saga. Thank you guys so much for watching. To share a story with me, please send me a DM or please send me a message to the email on my bio. And if you have not yet followed me, please do so that you'll be notified anytime I post. Thank you so much. With that being said, I'll see you in my next one. Bye.